Purchasing a vehicle online is always a bit of a leap of faith. At the end of the day, do you know this dealer? Can you trust them? You can get that vehicle checked out and try to make sure it's as good as possible, but there's always a risk there. You can mitigate it as much as you want, but the risk is always there. Now, these risks, of course, are usually associated with the buyer. They never truly know what they're going to get, and there's no guarantee how long it's going to last in its current condition. However, sometimes it's the sellers that can fall victim to scams, and that is very much the case with what has happened over in the state of California, where prospective buyers of vehicles have took them out for a test drive, but they've actually sabotaged the vehicles before doing so and trying to take the cars off their hand for a fraction of the actual price they are worth. Let me explain all, guys, because this is a real big concern, and this is something that we could see replicated in other parts of the country as well. Let's have a look. Deputies in Placer County, California say 2 Fremont men were arrested for allegedly pulling off a classic engine oil scam targeting private sellers. The suspects, who are 19-year-old Lulian Mihai and 36-year-old Decibel Mihai, I don't know if that's their actual names or what, but those are the names I've got here to read from, so we'll take it as it comes. Mr. Mihai and Mr. Mihai there reportedly posed as interested buyers, then poured oil into the seller's engine during a test drive to make it look like the car had a serious mechanical issue. Once the car has started smoking or making a noise it shouldn't be making, they'd act concerned and offer to take it off the seller's hands for a fraction of the original price. Local police department said the following on this, quote, "This well-known scam tricks victims into believing their vehicle has a catastrophic problem, which the all too willing suspects are able to take off the victim's hand for a steeply reduced price," end quote. Now, while this did work for some people weren't buying it. After all, this car has never smoked before from the engine, it's never made that noise before. Why now, coincidentally, when these 2 rather suspicious people are in my car taking it for a test drive? It seems a bit sus. And one of the sellers saw straight through this and told the men to come back another day. This time, though, the police were going to be there, unbeknownst to the 2 scammers. But this is far from an isolated incident. These kinds of frauds are incredibly common. In fact, Americans reported losing a record $12.5 billion to fraud in 2024, according to the Federal Trade Commission. And car scams are becoming an ever bigger slice of that pie. In fact, some estimates are saying that 2025 is on track for over $9 billion worth of scams purely related to cars. So yeah, you can say the owners of these vehicles are rather gullible and they shouldn't have fallen for this scam, but at the end of the day, why are people doing that to other people? That's horrible. It genuinely is. Hope we don't hear of more incidents like this, but inevitably, we probably will do, because it worked at least for a little while for these people. But yeah, what is the appropriate punishment for Mr. Mihai and the other Mr. Mihai? I want to hear what you have to say in the comments below on this one, guys. I'm sure you've got some interesting ones. Like, share, comment, subscribe as always, guys. Have a fantastic day wherever you are in the world today. And if you're selling a car, be careful who is going for a test drive. They just might be trying to pull the rug from underneath your feet.